Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome back to the Golden Gates post-Rapture recap. I'm your host, somebody who is here to kill it in all things carnival games. I'm Gible Guy. Thank you for joining me on this very special finale recap. I'm joined here by the fifth placer of the season. This is the second person eliminated in the finale. If you haven't watched the finale yet, please go ahead and watch it now. Don't want to spoil for you. Check it out on Golden Gates Live Reality Games on YouTube. Or wherever you get your live reality games content. I am going to bring up the fifth placer on the board. Again, you've been warned. It is, of course, the one and only, the person who won the battle back, somebody who is not a Neanderthal. It is John. How are you doing?
I've never said I'm not. I'm doing good.
I'm doing great. Definitely got a lot of snow in Indiana lately, but I've been getting through it. Got an online day of classes, so I got plenty of time to review my notes and look over, the wonderful game that you had the chance to play here.
Yeah.
So I want to, you obviously had a lot of emotions. This is a continuation of a previous podcast in case you're just watching this. So go check out part one of episodes 1 through 3.5 recaps by me and John. But let's talk a little bit about what happened after you got out. Obviously you have to go down to what do they call it? The Ascension, the pits,
the Rapture into the Golden Gates. Yeah.
The Golden Gates, of course, roll credits. What was it like, hearing, not only, I'm assuming that you probably figured out there's a battle back at that point, but getting to play through those games and ultimately winning the advantage for the battle back game.
Yeah, it was good. I got to sleep, which was great. Trish wishes. And I got to do some therapy with Rachel, which was really great. I really enjoyed doing that for free. But hey, like I said in the confessional, it didn't make edit. The most effort I gave into jury management this season was pretending like I cared about Rachel McKenna's feelings. And so I did a lot of heavy work down there when I was down there for a couple hours. And then, Grace and I did that advantage comp, and we ate that shit up. But I ate a little bit quicker. So I was really confident going into the Anna Memory Challenge because I've actually won that in a previous LRG, and I stomped everybody there. So I had a pretty good headspace going in.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, I mean, you're a man, I think you're one of the funniest contestants on this show. Do you have like a bank of one-liners you go to, or is it really stuff that comes off the top of your head? Because you have a really great one in the battle back when you're standing next to Mike, you go, do you hear those boots shaking?
Yeah, people think I was saying that to Mike. I wasn't saying that to Mike. I was saying that about everybody else behind me. It was like pissed off. You go back and watch that footage. They are pissed off. They cannot believe it. It's so funny to me. I was just playing around with Mike because I had already it was clear I was going to win. What didn't make edit too is I threw a round to Mike just to like a pity round to Mike, but they didn't put it in because timing. The episode is too long. But yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, so what you threw the battle back competition because you're safe. Why would you make any enemies? What was the group chats like when you saw Ty try to nominate you that round even though you were safe?
Oh yeah, it was fucking hilarious. Yeah, the footage of his Omni confessional where he's writing the names down. He's like, John is first. And like, yeah, you can't do that. It didn't surprise me. He's a good game player, but he also brought poppers to the game to pretend as if he was gay. So I don't know.
I want to touch on that because I had a lot of thoughts. I didn't know until I thought you were doing a bit when you told me that in your first interview, and it wasn't until Ty clarified in the second interview that he's not actually part of that community. So he definitely fooled me even after you told me point blank.
Yeah, no, Ty didn't bring poppers. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'll figure it out one day. Maybe we'll have to. I'll get the drive.
And this is the power of lying. Eventually people will believe it.
So you had a really rocky relationship with Ty throughout the game. Did you expect him to be after you? I mean, even in episode 6, he's saying that he doesn't want you to win the Omni.
I knew it was a possibility, but I genuinely, and this was a theme throughout the season that happened 2 or 3 times where somebody's like, John's pitching this piece or this wanting to do an alliance together with me, and I just don't think he's genuine. I was being genuine every single one of those times, so that something tells me I need to be working on that. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, no, I I didn't expect him to be that hard after me this late, but you know, some demons just needed to be punished, and we see that later.
Yeah. Did you have any idea that Beck was going to be the one who was dragged in episode 6 by Hot Girl Chris?
Yes, yeah, we talked about it.
Did we? This is episode 6.
Oh no, with him. I talked about it with him.
Oh, okay. It just seemed you were at least in the reaction and maybe in the
confession. Oh no,
I wrote down in my
no.
Yeah. I wrote down John is capital all caps. I wrote John is shocked by this drag.
I knew. I forgot I did that. Yeah, no, I knew.
Yeah. And then you give off this reaction where you're crying at these nominations going home. Because obviously you're close with Trish. It seemed like you were close with Chris. It kind of. And then Beck was someone who was also a target in front of you.
Yeah. No, Beck could go. She was big mad about those first noms. I was like, girl, you halfway did that to yourself. But Trish, I definitely don't want to see go, and Chris, I love too, so I didn't want to see that.
Yeah. During the episode 7, we have this awesome safety trial, one of the many carnival games, where you have to get the balls in the hole. You end up like very publicly helping out Danny with this competition. What was sort of your strategy behind that, and like why in specific did you want Danny to win the Power of Redemption?
It's not that I wanted Danny to win the Power of Redemption. It's just that like Danny and I were playing mind games with each other the whole game. So like we were go back and forth between like, are we working together? Are we not? We're not, but we are. But we know like later on we're definitely gunning for each other. So like, do we start that now? Like it really was just kind of like this in limbo. You kind of had to like assess it as it went. I was just like, they're probably gonna get some power soon. So let me they could get this, power right now. Let me go ahead and appear as if I want them to do well and help them, and maybe they won't put me up.
Yeah. We see it doesn't exactly work out, and at least in the confessional, Danny says that they wanted to drag you if they won, but they actually hold on. I gotta check my notes. They said in the confessional they wanted to drag you. I'm trying to check. Did they actually drag you that round?
No, I won't immediately after.
Yeah, that's what. Okay. I mean, it sounds like you kind of figured that out, at least from what you just said.
Well, that talk with Danny, and Danny just was being so generic and like not offering me anything for sure, or not deciding either way. And when you hear that in games, it almost always means that the person's going to go unfavorably to you. So just kind of assume.
Yeah. And I thought you'd appreciate, I wrote in my notes, John mops the floor and makes this competition look super easy.
Period.
So a lot of the game, I feel like there were a lot of different talks of these mega alliances. Did you see the house split at all? Because there's this talk of, Beck, there was this side with Beck controlling a number of votes, and then it seemed like there was sort of like Trish had her own collective of people that you were a part of.
Yeah, it was kind of like an ever-changing dynamic game for the most part, at least for me. I don't know about anybody else. I didn't have a single ally the entire game, like that lasted more than 2 rounds. Like I didn't have that. I was always shifting. So in a way, I was in that definition floating, because I had to, because no one wanted to work with me openly, right? And so you have to make those one-on-ones, try to find out where they align. Then for a round, maybe you can make that a thing, but then it's just going to blow up the next round based on circumstance and who goes home. So, no, the alliances were really difficult to pin down and track. There were certainly people that were pulling more power, and you could see that. But in terms of like fixed alliances, it was really fluid in my perspective.
Yeah. Someone who had a lot of like social maneuverability throughout the game was German. We didn't see you talk a lot about German in your confessionals up until episode 7, which like ultimately ends up being the start of their downfall. Can you talk a little bit about you didn't have allies, but what was it like, playing the game with German, as someone who it didn't seem like he had a lot of, solid people, but he always had a great positioning.
Yeah, German's social game is impeccable, and I highlighted that in episode 3 when I was when I was in the pits with German. And that's my thing. If you're gonna pitch to me, don't send me home. Tell me who. Tell me who.
Yeah.
Who goes home? Because it's you or them. So who? And so yeah, I knew German. Yeah, he's great. He has a great social standing with everybody in the house. I kept my distance because you can't be friends with everybody. You can't make an alliance with it. You can make a final 2 with everybody and get away with that. So, there's going to be people that you just don't work with, and German was one for me. There was never any bad blood there, but I did spook German a little bit during Twist of Fate when I picked to sit next to him in the death position and got him out pretty early. And then, what's funny? Right after that, German started flirting with me for the rest of the game. And here's my thing. Maybe if you want the flirting to work with me, it needs to start day 1, not day 3. When you're drunk. But I will say, even when sober, he kept up the gig, and it was good. It was cute. It was cute. I love German. Yeah. He's amazing.
What was the phrase? It's like batty batty shot o'clock.
Batty batty shot o'clock. That's right. Every day, all
the time. So you got saved by divine intervention in episode 8, which it seems like, on paper is not the greatest thing for you. When you heard this news that you were, saved from the pits, were you upset initially?
Yeah. Yeah, I was big mad. And people were like, oh, he's playing it up because, like, they saved him. But, like, even though it could kind of be a bad thing for him, like, he's just playing it up. I'm like, no, I'm pissed. I'm like, these people down there, I love them all so dearly. And I'll probably have any of their fucking votes if I get to the final 3. But they didn't think this one through. But what I somehow pulled it off because I got off the block and I stayed out of the pits. So, say what you will. But,
yeah. Danny talked a lot about wanting to keep you around as a shield. I think, even though it wasn't explicitly said, Ben might have had the same ideas. I'm sure other people had the same idea because you were this like ever looming threat since the battle back. Did it ever like occur to you that people were keeping you around so that you would, get eliminated before them, or did you?
I mean, I had a hunch. I was being told by Danny that everybody wanted to, get me out by dragging me when they had the opportunity. I thought that was maybe half true. What was the question? I'm so sorry.
I mean, did you realize you were being used as a shield a lot?
Oh yeah. I kind of did, but I'm also so focused on myself in games. Like, I'm not. Yes, I'm going to analyze where the competition's at, what I needed to do to move forward, and maybe have a chance at the end. But like for the most part, I'm focused on me, baby. And you see that a lot, and you need unique later. I focus on me.
So you are someone who definitely, I mean, probably out of this cast, you had to have studied the most of Golden Gates. Maybe Trish, I don't know. But you were there for the first season, if I'm correct. I think Trish was too. Yeah. Did you did you practice a lot of beer pong? Was that natural, or how did you become so good at it against someone who has the longest arms out of maybe the whole LRG universe?
Correct. No, that's just collegiate experience. Go Cats.
Yeah. Danny wins, and they say you're safe. Are you so
what happened? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? It's so funny to me because it's like people I've watched it with a couple of people and they go, why did they know the situation, they go, why didn't they put you up? I don't know. I was really working it with them. Like I was really trying hard to like milk something, and I guess this was the fruit of my labor. I did not get put in the pits during the double. Like that's fucking nuts. So whatever I did it right. So
yeah. Well, I mean, we see a lot go on. This is arguably this might be the most important episode of the whole show besides the finale. You sort of pledge your loyalty to Trish here, and this is a long-running storyline since the very start with you and Trish being a duo. What was your sort of ideal final 3 situation at this point, and like who did you see yourself sitting in the chairs with at the end?
Noah. And probably Trish. Yeah. Trish pissing people off. Yeah.
I mean, she played an honest game, so I'm not sure exactly how she can manage that.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, I think you've been listening along, but there's been a lot of people who had the same thought about bringing Noah to the end. Seems like he had a lot of really good allies when he was in the game, and when they got out, maybe not so much.
here's the thing with Noah. I know what he said about me the other day, which, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. Noah played a good game. It's just sometimes in like group scenarios, when one thing becomes the narrative, it feeds into itself and it perpetuates itself. And I think,
Yeah,
because I certainly did this intentionally, once that narrative came out that Noah doesn't have a chance at the end, he has 0 votes, we don't like Noah, we're pissed at him for doing this, this, and this, I fed into that. I fed into that because I was like, yeah, it'd be great to have somebody who's good at comps who can win their way towards the final 3, and maybe you slip into a final 3 with them and you don't have to worry about splitting votes with them. And so that was kind of the strategy there, and that's how it kind of worked out for the other 2 that did make the final 3. So, but what I do want to be said is that Noah plays a good game. It's just, I think culturally we discredited Noah and it just kind of fed into itself, but I don't think there was as much merit there as like what watching the edit would make one believe.
yeah. And legend says it was based on the Luigi Mangione shirt from episode 1.
I don't know. For me, I was like, it's not a choice I would make. Like, it's not a choice I would make. Am I mad about it? No, but it's not a choice I would make. And so that was just like weird, but like, yes, Mike took offense to that for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. So we get this 2-2-1 tie, and we bring out the Achilles wheel, which I'm sure, as a fan of the show, you were very excited to be a part of this twist.
I was literally yeah.
At what point, during because the jury goes over to vote. At what point during this process, or did you realize that Ben was the one who flipped their vote and it wasn't Koa?
As soon as I heard the vote, I didn't really think that he was. I don't know. I didn't think he was going to give up and die, right? So Ben's a smart guy. He can figure out numbers. And as soon as I heard the thing, I was like, oh yeah, duh, he would do that. And then I wink at the camera, which you can kind of catch it during the episode, because I'm like, I'm just going to feed into this and try and play a neutral kind of party that keeps it going. Yeah, it was really fucking funny. It was so funny. And then what didn't get caught is Noah ends that by going, after acknowledging that he's wrong, that he's just miscalculated, he goes, or maybe I'm just bad at math. And then he sits down and he turns to me and he goes, I'm just here to make some good TV, bitch.
That might be better than all of the Koa I mean, I love Koa, but that was that's perfect.
I swear to God that happened.
And I wrote in my notes here, it says John looks like he doesn't want to be here at all anymore. During that fight, he crossed over in your long sleeves. Okay, so we get to the finale, big finale, and there's this 5-second showdown game again from season 1. Did you have the chance to practice that game, or again, is it just the carnival itch that you got?
I had practiced it once at Jason's house years ago, or maybe it was at the taping of season 1, and then it got used in Columbus Traders when I was playing, that Ben was hosting, Kyle was helping produce. So I played it then, fucking did good then, and then yeah, and then it's actually really not that hard. It's just about being so steady, but slight about things. But yeah, I don't think it's that hard.
Yeah, I mean, clearly not for you. You almost got it. I think it was 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you had a pretty smart move of setting up Maddie instead of Koa, since you had a better relationship to set you up. That being said, I'm not sure who of this group could have done it in under, what was it? It would have been at 85 seconds was the latest they could hand it to you. And it seemed like no one else got close except for maybe Koa. I don't know. I'd have to check the tapes.
Eventually, one of them would have gotten it, but no, I don't. I mean, even if we went a whole nother round, I think I'd probably still take it.
Yeah. So you won the final 6 Omni. You are doing this math, the 17% math Maybe this can we get that one on a shirt? Can we get
50 minus 33 equals 17. Yeah.
Yeah. You've obviously, I think you own the Michael O'Rear shirt with stupid and idiot and all that. Can we get like 17% and Neanderthal and votes are anonymous? I'd buy that one.
I would love that. We need to start my own TeePublic store.
There you go. That would do numbers. I hope you get like $1 every time Jason sells one of those shirts.
I have to rework the contract.
There you go. So you, for the first time, I think, at least in my notes, you start talking about how Julia is a huge threat, which we see later on playing the episode out pretty well. Was this a long-standing conversation about Julia, or were you, was this something that sort of, oh crap, let me look around and Julia has a huge chance to win this?
I'm always cognizant of everybody's standing with the jury at all points. I'm usually right. I'd had my eye on Julia for a while, and there had been some discussions of, wow, Julia's really good with everybody, and Julia is kind of a sleeper candidate at this point. But that all flips whenever fucking Trish decides to call her out in front of everybody and say, "Girl, if you don't win this, you're going up," or whatever she said. That was in whatever tone. That was, God, it was crazy. I loved it. It was amazing. That's when it kind of became in the public consciousness of like, oh, this girl needs to go, probably.
Yeah. I'll tell you, all of my friends at home. Now, I mean, obviously there were a lot of John friends that messaged me, but my friends who aren't LRG people, the top two people that they were always rooting for were Julia and you. So there was a lot of love coming from the casual fans.
Oh, that's good to know, because all I know are these hateful bitches in the community.
No,
nobody put me on their fucking list pre-finale for being the winner pick. Nobody picked me. I did not see a single person picked me, bitch. I was the front runner in Final Five.
I do think you might have had the most win equity. We'll have to start counting votes between you and Ben. But you definitely had the hardest path, and I don't think anyone except for maybe Ben in some scenarios would take you to the finals.
Yeah, we were the two doing the most work down in the Golden Gates. I had plenty of hours with the first few eliminees. I probably had any of the votes in any circumstance. And I did therapy for Rachel. If she didn't vote for me, I'd kill her. I'm kidding. No, so it's just like, and Ben was down there. He was thinking about what to do for them. He did things for them. I wasn't as privileged as to be able to do things for them. I was in a position where I had to just kind of survive each round. But they respected that and they knew that, and I explained that to them. I made amends with Logan. Logan and I were pretty good. So like there would be very few situations where, I would be like, a little bit worried that I might not have enough votes. Like,
yeah. Cancel the Largies for like the third time, right? That's what's going on.
Well, yeah, Rachel and I, we had our meeting about how to rig them the other day, so.
I thought they already were rigged. Do we need to re-rig them?
Oh, they are. We try to keep it fresh. Yeah.
Okay. You got to change it up. So I think the final 5 round probably went as terrible as it could have gone for you. Not by your fault at all. So let's start. Like, what were the feeling of frustration seeing everyone team up on you in the You Need Unique? And now you get to rep the merch for it, at least.
Yeah. You Need Unique. Love You Need Unique. I have the shirt. I have the fanny pack. Love the comp. It's incredible. The name is fucking stupid as fuck. I love it. It's hilarious. The concept is great. I do have some feelings, and this has been shared with production, about like the timing of like between me solving or getting all the puzzle pieces versus like the timing they had to pick up the pieces after I was gone. So like that's all worked out. I don't care. I would have lost anyway because like fucking Koa, he ate that tetagram up.
His hidden talent.
That was devastating because I think I have a better chance with anyone else winning that competition. Just with the way the politics of how everything else works out. I think if anybody else had won that, if it couldn't be me, I would have fared better. But I didn't, and so then we go into the ball rolling comp.
Yeah. Well, so we get Koa the win. Who I think, if we're splitting up the game into pairs, Koa might be the only one without a pair in this situation.
Correct.
So you're putting this, very unique and very, from a game theory perspective, very interesting scenario where everyone needs to throw this game as hard as they can. Was there ever this, prisoner's dilemma in your head of you could just throw this harder than Ben and guarantee yourself a spot in the top, or did you think that you needed him for your path to win the game?
No, I was okay with doing either. I briefly thought about the option of like just kind of throwing Ben under the bus, but like, and here's the thing too, this didn't quite make the edit. Like, it gets painted in the edit and like through confessionals as if like Ben and I just decided to pair up against Danny and Julia. That's not what happened. We ended that competition and Danny and Julia immediately went to each other. And so we were like, okay, we walk in, they're still together talking. So Ben and I lock eyes and we're like, okay, we need to pair up, throw it. And then we, that's kind of where that goes. I thought I could just be selfish on that, but I didn't. Jury's still out on if Ben was selfish whenever he was performing in that. Jury's still out. Okay. According to him, no, he didn't try to win that competition. Yada yada. I don't believe that, and that's fine. I don't care. I prefer to people to be honest about their game moves and like whatever. And maybe he is being honest, but I don't think he is. And that's fine. But I just no, yeah, the other thing too is that I got second place in that competition. I didn't do anything good for either of us anyway. Like if he did better than me, you're better at throwing it than me, I would have won and left him to out for the Wolves. So I don't know. I could be in a more of a position to bitch, but I'm not. So
yeah. I mean, you don't. Is it 3 or 4 allergies that Ben's won? I mean, he's played a lot. But you don't do that well.
But yeah.
Okay. you don't do that well without making a few enemies. And I know he's in the chat somewhere, so maybe we'll get a comment on him.
Every time I report Ben's win rate out, it gets like 1 or 2 points higher. So like I think now we're at like 38. 38 wins. Yeah.
By the end of, by 2027, I hope he's up in the triple digits at least.
Yeah.
So I guess the last part of this is it's very emotional elimination. It seems like, I mean, everyone kind of knew it was coming. What was the reception like when you got to join the Golden Gates yet again and sort of talk to the jury from a jury perspective?
Yeah. So let me actually say this. This round was the most intense game forward drag out Battle of the Titans that I have ever seen in my life. It was crazy. Being there was fucking crazy. Those people are insane gamers. Being up against them it's a challenge. And like, but the vibes in that room, you could have cut with a knife. It was crazy. But when I go downstairs, I'm exhausted. I'm like heartbroken, all this stuff. Everybody it was the most somber moment I've ever experienced in an LRG, like playing or producing. Like it was intense. But everybody was so sweet downstairs. Trish told me, she was like, this is the only time that you've ever not ruined your reputation in a game. It was just really ironic. Funny. But we didn't have a lot of time before. Well, this is good. You'll love this. We didn't have a lot of time before the finale. So we're all getting dressed. We're talking. We're smoking joints outside, whatever. And that's one thing different between season 1 and 2. Season 1, the Golden Gates was all about alcohol. Season 2, we were all about weed, which explains a lot.
Except for Koa.
And I get the moment. Julia wins a competition at the end, the final Omni, I think. And she comes downstairs and I get to talk with her. And there's footage of this somewhere. I don't know where it is. I wish it would have made edit. But she's like, oh, I know you don't respect my game. And like, I know, is there any way you could vote for me? And I said, oh, I'm not voting for you. It's not that I don't respect your game. It's just that I think you made a wrong choice in sending me home. I'm just playing in her face. I think she made the right choice. Obviously, it worked out for her. But I was 50 50. I was 50 on like Danny and Julia at this point. But I'm just playing in Julia's face, saying there's no chance I vote for you, whatever. Cut to the final deciding vote being mine. So she didn't think that her name would be on there at all because I point blank told her to her face I wasn't voting for her. So when my vote came back for her, she was so ecstatic. She came up and hugged me the first thing after hugging the finalists, and it was really cute. But yeah, it's just yeah. Oh, another fun thing. Ben and I were kind of 50-50 on Danny and Julia each. I was leaning more towards voting Danny. He was leaning more towards voting Julia. We had a conversation pitching our faves or preferences game to the other. And in the process between like then and our vote, we had flipped each other's minds. So I flipped to Julia and he flipped to Danny.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
No, that's awesome. That's the kind of stories I love to hear. I mean, it seems like you had a blast, John. And I always love seeing players, you know, in their natural environment. It seems like you really got into a flow state. You got into where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think are some of the biggest takeaways you're going to get from this experience? And, you know, what are you looking forward to? I'm assuming you're going to help with production on season 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what a ride. The most dramatic, heartbreaking, most fun experience I've ever had playing an LRG. It's my second best placement ever. Next to my second place that, you know, Ben kept me being, he was the 1 vote difference between me winning that game, by the way. So here he is screwing me over again. I don't know. I love it so much. I love this franchise. I think this is the perfect game. Kyle made a perfect game. It's now even better when you add the Dark Council to it, if that becomes a series regular. Just because you have these eliminated players from all points of the game having an influence in the game, which I think is so essential. It makes it a more holistic experience, and it really adds to the intensity of what you need to be doing to win. So there's a lot of layers in this game. I think it's really complex, and I think it's great to play. It's a good exercise in that. Love you too, Tim. And yeah, I'm just so proud of Kyle and Jason and everybody else that's been a part of this production along the way. Like it's such a good production. Like Jason does so fucking good. I think it's like the best edited ORG ever made, like outside of a production studio. Like it's mostly just like a one man job. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I'm just really happy to be a part of it. But yeah, I learned a lot about myself and have improved my life because of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really a fantastic game, and I wouldn't be doing exit interviews for it unless I really thought that. So again, if Jason or Kyle are watching this, congrats. You know, you made an epic product. And we're all excited to see what's going to go on in season 3. That is sort of all I have to comment about this. I mean, it's only 30 minutes, but our last one was like 40, and that was only 3 episodes, right? Maybe a little less hits of the pen and a little less shots of alcohol this time, so not as crazy off the rails. But of course, it's always a blast to have the opportunity to talk to you, John. Do you have any upcoming projects, any social media you want to shout out while you have the chance?
Yeah, season 6 for Columbus Survivor applications are out. We're workshopping a theme maybe right now. We might change it. We'll see. Stay tuned. And what else is coming up? I don't know. There's just a lot of Columbus games. Everybody, you know, Friends of the Franchise, I think, is casting. Little Ohio's like we're in the process of interviewing. What else is going on?
LRG Capital of the World.
LRG Capital of the World. I don't want to forget anyone's games. Yeah. Sorry if I did.
Go follow is it the Traders Chicago on Instagram? Or not Chicago, Columbus.
Columbus Traders, yeah. Follow Columbus Traders on Instagram. We just finished a season. It was great. We had
great season.
This is fun. We had 3 winners for season 3. Season 2, we had 2 winners. Season 1, we had 1 winner, which was Jason, who edited this, and the runner-up was Kyle. So, so some say my games are nepotistic. I just say my friends are good at games. So
yeah. Well, shout out Terrence. He was fun to watch on the feeds.
Terrence.
Yeah.
I love him.
Other than that, I mean, coming up for me, you can follow all my LRG happenings at LRG Indiana. We have the traders coming up on this Saturday, so if you're in the Indiana area, go check that out. It's open to everyone, not just students, so it's a blast if you want to come up. And then other than that, I got my All-Stars game. We have the list coming out, but that's only for students. And hopefully some episodes for season 2 in the future. Follow all my personal stuff at Duck7Man. That's in the comment or in the description too. I know the description's wrong. I'll fix it later. Trust me. But Duck7Man for my personal account. Look forward to doing more interviews in the future. You know, I still got a ton of people left. Julia, hopefully coming up. Danny, I know, has been trying to put on the schedule. And you can check out the other ones. We just did Koa a couple days ago. But then again, thank you so much, John, for coming on. Thank you, viewers, for having the opportunity to watch this. Apparently applications for the Mole 2026 close on February 1st. So get that out. It's like a week from now.
Thanks, Gible.
Yeah. Thank you so much, John. It's been great having you. Look forward to chatting with you. I'm sure it won't be long. But thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you on the next one. See ya.